Hello and welcome to What Map, the map review show for City Skylines. There are tens of thousands of maps in the workshop now, and so finding the right one for your next build is a huge task. So each day, Monday to Saturday, we'll review one, using our 5-star rating for aesthetics, detail and gameplay potential, awarding only the very best the coveted seal of approval. So join me, fellow Skylines explorers, as we venture to today's new land. Who am I? I'm BonBonB, and you are very, very welcome.
Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to Thursday's What Map. Now, those of you that follow the series will know that I've been having mouse problems lately, specifically with the middle mouse button and panning. Good news is I found a way around this. It's not ideal, but it is working, and we'll go into a little bit more detail shortly. But the good news is we're fully operational now. Whitford Peak by Luetin is today's map. Now, this map does require a heck of a lot of assets. In fact, loads of them. In fact, so many of them that I've decided not to subscribe to a whole bunch of them, because they're within collections that say things like emergency services or power or water, and I'm figuring that these don't actually live in the base map. I have subscribed to all the trees and the foliage, etc. But if, however, there happens to be some churches or something like that, props, look, possibly some props missing from this map, who knows? But if there are, I apologise, but I was not going to subscribe to absolutely everything. That said, I think the map still stands up on its own without them. Right, there are 3 road highway entrances. This is the first one. This leads straight up to the start square. We'll look at the other 2 in a minute. The perfect bridge, well done. We'll have a look at the other 2 in a minute. This one ends here, that's your start square, and that's ideal. Nice build space, right by the water, build the bridge across to the other side, and you can build across there as well, very nice. Now this is the second one. The next 2 kind of like have problems. Not huge problems, but problems. They're going to be more troublesome. And yes, this is me trying to get used to the new keyboard settings for instead of to replace the middle mouse button. I'll tell you more about that when we get to the rail. We've got a bit of a rail journey to go on. And anyway, it ends here. Now there's a bit of a problem with this. I mean, it's a lovely view, but it's quite close to the edge of that ravine. So basically, you're going to have to demolish that highway back. You can't do much with it from there. Demolish it back to maybe here, and maybe follow it on so it goes down into the valley. That along there would be perfect, I think. Or maybe we could head up to that plateau and get it onto that ledge there and then onto the plateau. But where it is at the moment, there's no natural way of making that stay on that edge of that ravine. Here's the 3rd and final highway entrance. This is very good. Up through this this cutting, and it dead ends there. But once again, there's not much room to do anything with it after that point. You can't build a bridge over there, obviously, and then it's just a bit harsh for the turning there. So I think I personally would have left it on the other side rather than try and squeeze it along that edge there. I just left it on the other side of that hill without the cutting, personally. And onto the rail. Now the rail is good. The rail is very, very good. And we'll just follow it like a rail journey, take in the scenery while I tell you about this middle mouse button. What I've done is I've changed the bindings on the keys and the options. And I figured that the only real key that I could rest my, turned out to be my pinky finger on my left hand, on the caps lock. It won't let you set shift or tab or whatever, but caps lock, if you rest your finger on there, and then you can just use your WSD keys, etc., to zoom around as normal, and then depressing the caps lock enables you to pan around using the mouse. And it works for me. It's not ideal because I am right-handed, and I don't think I use my left pinky finger for anything. I mean, anything really, maybe sticking it in my ear if I got an itch, possibly, but beyond that, kind of, no, left pinky finger, it's obsolete, really. Anyway, yes, so, long story short, I'm ignoring this rail because basically it's perfect. You can't grumble it, and it's a lovely, lovely view. I'll tell you what is a lovely view. Today's asset in the asset review. Right, so this is a modern low-rise living number 3 by Kliekie. We've had their work before. I've plopped 6 of them alongside each other here. Each individual one of these is an individual asset. But I figured, hey, let's plop them together and have a look. And it looks really good, doesn't it? And that is very modern. Very, very nice. I would definitely use these, especially working together like that as a bulk. And then, yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, no, seriously, like that a lot. Modern low-rise living number 3 by Kliekie. Today's asset of the day. Okay, shipping routes. Well, there's not too much to say here apart from, yeah, you got a few, but they just end at the mouth of the estuary there. And that's it. That is all there is to know about the shipping. So I hope you're not too excited. Let's follow the rivers along, shall we? That's the next port, isn't it? The next port, boom, there goes your essential lighthouse. The next ports of call. Oh dear. Dear, oh dear, oh dear. You know when your mind starts to sort of like just melt and things fall out of it? There. Where am I going? What was it? Oh yes, Drowned Tree. Drowned Tree. But look at that riverbank. Look at that. Lovely texturing. Yeah, so basically mind melt, and that's kind of where my mind is right now. It might be from making too many of these things. Oh, look, there's a train. We should have been on that earlier, but we missed it. Okay, yeah, nice wide rivers, perfect banks on either side, just differing and textured, and then you reach this. Oh, very nice. And that is a tiny waterfall, and that just goes to show you don't need to have gigantic angel falls all the way along the river. It's just like little ones like that. It adds interest. Very, very nice. Let's follow the split on the river along instead. It's a little different along here. We'd have some angel falls along here. Now look at that bank of rock along the right hand side. That's great background, that is. And then it's interspersed with these little tiny little high waterfalls. Let's pop up and have a look at that. There's your feeder. It's quite nice actually. I could live with that. That's believable. And jump. Okay. And then along here, and then we've got another one of these tiny little waterfall things there. But look, another one. Just like that. It's almost identical to the first one actually, which, yeah, you can't fault the first one, you can't fault the second one, but they're a bit samey. Oh, I'm a harsh critic, I am, and that is, I'm not sold on that. I would have gone with a lake up there. And there's a third water source here, and this one just seems a bit contrived for me. Doesn't really look like it actually evolved there. It was popped in at last. And then the water flows down through the ravine there into this lake here. And we've had this problem before. In fact, last episode I think it was. Where's all that water going to? There's a lot of water going into there, but where's it going to? Now let's assume an underground tunnel to this lake here. But then where's the water from that lake going to? Let's assume another underground tunnel all the way down to the river. That's a lot of assumptions, and it just doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, now let's have a look at the hills and the build plains, etc. Now these hills, I'm just giving you an idea. If you're looking at this landscape here, it is not very flat. Flattish and workable, but this is definitely a map for the advanced player. If you're not an advanced player, I would probably steer clear of this one because it's going to give you a lot of trouble. But if you are an advanced player, this could give you a lot of fun. A lot of fun. There's a good build plane there down by the rivers. I say by the rivers, yeah, build plane by the rivers. I mean, it's natural. It's not just because it's challenging doesn't mean it's a bad map. Okay. Along here, I mean, building towns in amongst these hills over here will be a struggle, even for the best. And I applaud it. Okay, let's have a think about some scores. Aesthetically, I think this is a very, very nice map, giving that a maximum 5 out of 5. Detailing is pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. I'm sure there could be more, so I'm giving this only a 4, but 4 out of 5 is still a good score. And gameplay potential, if you're an advanced player, 4 stars. If you're a weak player, just a 2, but let's assume you're an advanced player. That's Whitford Peak by Luetin, and it gets my seal of approval. Okay, well, thanks for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing and everything else, and buying the t-shirt. Links in the description below. You know you want one. You look damn good in one of those t-shirts. I'm telling you now. I'm wearing mine now with pride. I am. Oh, I've got some chocolate on it.